Kalpana to felicitate Dr. Venkata, the Assistant Dean, Alumni Affairs. He's left right now. That's fine. So, Kalpana, keep walking because you're next up in the TED Talks. Hello. So, Kalpana Mahesh is currently the Senior Director of IoT at RECT Pacific. She's a thought leader who's combined background in She's a thought leader who has a combined background in engineering and senior management, with a career spanning motor control and battery management, semiconductor chip design, along with software and global customer experience. She talked to us today about women in engineering, the challenges, insights, gained for success, and triumphs along the way.
Thank you, everybody. And I got the message from the last speech. I promised to keep this short. Just to begin with, right, it was wonderful to see all of the professors being felicitated. And it's especially wonderful, ma'am, to see that you're the first women director of NIT. It is a proud moment for all of us, women students, especially for this institution. It's a great honor to be in your presence, actually. REC is more than an institution to me, especially. I was born in this hospital right here in REC and survived it really well. You know, it's a good hospital. Being the daughter of Professor Dr. Shanmugam here, I grew up here my first few years wondering what my dad did at work. He goes, he comes, what is it that he does? And as I grew up, wondering if I would ever be able to go to this college. And totally was heartened to see the first batch of girls enter this institution. I was so excited to see them that it was my third standard. And when it was my birthday, I did not even know them, but I ran to the hostel. I really absolutely want to meet these women who are going to this college, right? So I invited them to my birthday party. I never had a party till then, okay? And so I insisted on having a party so I can invite these girls and actually be in their presence. I went out there and invited them, telling them I have a birthday party, please come to my birthday party. And they were so gracious that they attended. It was a true inspiration for me. So much of my family is in REC. My brother went to the same institution. I found my husband here. Two of my cousins. Cousins graduated from this university, and my classmate is married to my cousin and is now my sister-in-law. So REC is more than just an institution for me where I graduated from. It was a village that raised me, you know, and I'm so thankful. This formed the foundation of my confidence and the foundation of anything that I did and I was able to achieve in my life. So thank you very much. My father to this day is my inspiration. Anytime I think to myself, you know, oh, that's a new skill that I need to pick up and stay current, I'm always reminded of how tirelessly and with courage he faced everything. When he was 70, he would take up Spanish as a new language and start learning. I would be pleased if I would roll out of bed and actually walk around if I'm 70, when I'm in my 70 years old. And here he was mastering Spanish. Really, those are the kinds of lessons that my parents and all of the professors who are more than professors to me, they're my aunties and uncles here, who have raised me. Thank you very much. And moving on to the topic that I came here, it was overwhelming to see all of this, so I had to talk about these things. Women in technology, right? Pretty serious topic. You know, I was joking this morning, maybe I should talk about something more fun, like Croatia win the title this Sunday. Well, that's not going to happen, so maybe we should stick to my topic. So to begin with, right, when I was in REC here, we were 8 girls in the ECE department. That was 18% representation in the college. Not bad really at all, especially compared to when I went to the US and started my master's. I was appalled to see a 13% representation for women in the graduate program, in the WE department. It came as a real shock to me. I had, in my naive understanding, thought that there would be, in an advanced economy like the US, equal representation for women, but in many ways it was far worse than it is in India, especially for women of color, which is where I belong to women of color. Just to get some of the statistics out, right? It is glaring. Women get paid approximately 25% less than male counterparts. And the number of women in technology peaked in 1991, this is the United States, at 36% and has declined from that point since. And now it stands close to 25%. Less than $2 billion of funding in last year's venture capital round went to women-led businesses, and male-led businesses got $58 billion in funding. So you can see the numbers are really stark, right? From funding to pay to just representation, we're not at 50%. That's the same thing in the workforce as well. We are so happy with a 15 to 20% representation in the workforce. I'm really glad to know that there are 6 women hostels, 5 to 6 women hostels coming up. The 6th one's coming up here in REC, and we're getting to 25% student population of women. Now, I am not here to say simply because it's women and we represent 50% of the population, we need to be 50% of the institution. But what is true is that when you do a survey, 60% of high school girls say that they are interested in science and engineering programs. But when it gets to the workforce, it's a mere 15%. So something goes wrong in that translation. You start out at more than half of the women being extremely interested to less than 15% actually entering the workforce. And that is something you and I and everybody in this crowd can do to help. If each of us takes up the cause of supporting 3 women through their career and their interest in engineering or science and math, you would truly get that 20% to 60%. And that's really all we have to do. It could be your sisters, your wives, your daughters, and it's really inspiring, Bhaskar for you to support your wife in her career and be the single dad that you were. Not many men are willing to do that. And that's like a shout out to him. It's a great shout out to him. And I have a supportive family, I have a supportive husband, I have a supportive parents, without whom I would not have been able to do it. It goes from very subtle to overt discrimination. You either experience it or you hear it from your colleagues, and credible accounts of that you hear every day. I'll give you very simple examples, From the very first, ever so slight hesitation of my graduate advisor, when I said I wanted to sign up for the advanced partial differential equation course, you could tell, if you see it in his eyes, is she going to really be able to handle it? To my first manager, who had real difficulty articulating why I could not participate in a mission critical project. It happens every day. And I was lucky to have both women and male mentors and sponsors who helped me, who gave me really honest opinion and support through that all. And one of the things, I don't know how many of the young girls are here, and not just young girls, older women like Sudha who are aspiring, right? I mean, she's back in the university and studying as well. She's going to get back into a new field when she gets out of it. So, one of the key things that I got advice as is be known for something other than being a woman in the field, okay? And that was extremely important. And I got the reputation as being the finisher, as in I would take any project handed to me to the finish line. There was not a project that Kalpana would participate and would not get finished. It will get to the stated goal. Once you get that reputation that becomes larger than yourself, that eclipses your gender. And you want to be known for something other than you being a woman. I truly wait for the day where we don't write news stories and celebrate about, oh, this is the first woman who did that. This is the first woman who did this. We want it to be the norm. We want it to be an everyday event, that women achieve, women do things that men do, women do things that they want to do. It is not what men do or men don't do. It's just everything that they want to do. And that's the day that I wait for. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Kalpana. Wonderful and inspiring. Very. All right, folks. This is the part of the problem.
Professional